Alright, my fellow peeps, so we got another Salute House episode. And what are the two segments? Well, first one is going to be Mortal Kombat 1 from 2023. Yeah, that's the first segment. And then the second segment is going to be CZW, the Cage of Death series. Yep, one of the series from CZW that I love the most. Well, without further ado to ass shit, let's get on with these two masterpieces of satisfaction. Okay. Mortal Kombat 1 is a 2023 fighting game developed by NetherRealm Studios and published by Warner Bros. Games. It is the 12th main installment in the Mortal Kombat series and serves as its second reboot after Mortal Kombat 9. The game was released on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows on September 19th of this year. In addition to being a reboot, the game is also a sequel to Mortal Kombat 11. Well, damn. So it takes place in a new timeline, directly created by Liu Kang in his ending of 11's Aftermath expansion. In this new timeline, Fire God Liu Kang assembles a clique of fighters to participate in the latest Mortal Kombat tournament in Outworld while contending with an alliance formed by Titan Shang Tsung. So the gameplay is, well, I'm not going to spoil the entire one. Mortal Kombat 1 from 2023 features a story mode, online multiplayer with rollback netcode, and offline gameplay. The game introduces a feature called Cameo Fighters, which provides the assistance to the player during fights in a similar fashion to the tag assist fighters of the Towers time mode in Mortal Kombat 9. These characters are separate from the main roster and are chosen before each fight. There are two types of assistance provided by each cameo fighter. The summons, which can be performed by while the player remains in assist provided by each cameo fighter. And summons, which can be performed while player remains in one place, and ambushes, which can be performed regardless of what player is doing. They can also be called to perform their own fatalities and brutalities. In addition, the chosen cameo fighter also affects how much health the players will have in a fight. Well, I'll be goddamned. Okay, so the plot is, after defeating Kronika and Shang Tsung, Fire God Liu Kang uses Kronika's hourglass to recreate the universe before relinquishing control of it to Geras to become Earthrealm's protector. Over time, he forms a tenuous alliance with Outworld under the auspices of continuing the Mortal Kombat tournaments. In the present time, a powerless Shang Tsung attempts to make a living in the Outworld as a con man until he is approached by a mysterious individual named Damashi, who reveals his potential to become a sorcerer and that unseen forces are working against him. Meanwhile, Liu Kang recruits farmers Kung Lao Raiden, struggling actor Johnny Cage, and a former Yakuza member Kenshi Takahashi to compete in the latest tournament, with Raiden eventually being chosen as Earthrealm's champion and winning the tournament. Well, shit. Liu Kang orders Lin Kuei warriors Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Smoke to destroy the Soul Stealers and capture Shang Tsung. But Shang Tsung sways Sub-Zero to his side by promising him access to the Undead Dragon Army. As Scorpion and Smoke escape, Geras, upon further investigation, informs Liu Kang that Damashi hails from a parallel timeline. With Li Mei's help, Liu Kang returns to Outworld to provide Sindel and her daughters with the evidence of the sorcerer's treachery and reveal his influence on the current timeline. Yeah, I see that. Shao fucking attempts to ambush the group, but is defeated and captured. The Earthrealmers and Outworlders ally to destroy the remaining Soul Stealers. Ermac attacks them, but Melina defeats him, allowing the soul of her father and Sindel's husband, Emperor Gerard, to manifest and take control of Ermac's body. Well, damn. In a mid-credits scene, alternate timeline warriors led by Titan Havoc observed the aftermath of Liu Kang and Titan Shang Tsung's battle. Feeling it ended too quickly, Titan Havoc vows to start a new, longer battle. So, what we got, the characters? Yeah, they featured Ashra, Baraka, General Shao, Gravis, Havoc, Johnny Cage, Kenshi, Katana, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Lee fucking May, Molina, Raiden, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. Yeah, the main rosters, combat packs, cameo fighters, and combat packs of the cameo fighters. What I gotta say is that, yeah, it sure is a badass. Yeah, every Mortal Kombat game gets badass every time it comes out, right? And also, the music soundtrack is suspensefully great. Feeling intense as hell, just by listening to it and try to win rounds every time, without fucking up so many times, man. Alright, my fellow peeps, on to the second segment, CZW Series Cage of Death. It is the biggest show since 1999. It always features a Cage of Death match. Steel cage with various weapons littered in a cage. Electrified cage walls, cacti, tables, light tubes, glass, thumbtacks, baseball bats, barbed wire, fire, and numerous other weapons and objects have been used in it. Yeah, especially the ones that are not allowed to be used in any of the WWE events, due to how PG it is. Yeah, I'm getting sick and tired of dealing with WWE in its PG era. Even though I do have Royal Rumble events of 2010 and 2011 and shit. Yeah, but that's not the point. Okay, the first two were simple, either pin and or submit to win the cage matches, and weapons littered in around a cage. The Cage of Death also has different formats and stipulations: singles, tag team, or gauntlet. Each Cage of Death features 2 or more wrestlers in the cage, and for 5, 6, and 7 installments of it, War Games stipulations were used. So I see that they're the main events of Lobo and Justice Pain in the Cage of Death match in October 16th, 1999. And then Lobo enters the second Cage of Death with John Zandig and competing against Justice Pain as well in September 9th, 2000. And the third Cage of Death, yeah, it's held in December 15th, 2001 in the ECW arena, where Wife Beater and Justice Pain are fucking each other up with so many weapons and shit. And so, yeah, there's so many blood, flowing out of every people's bodies. Yeah, just to cringe out and cheer for more blood. And holy shit, cannot believe that Sandman turned on his former ECW compatriots. At the end of Sandman stripped off his ECW t-shirt for a CZW shirt and had a beer with John Zandig in the top of the Cage of Death. Yeah, cheers, Sandman. Alright, so the fourth installment is John Zandig and Lobo fucking with each other. Yeah, getting shit-faced with blood spewing out of their bodies, and with weapons and other objects, especially the tables, over for a 100% ownership of CZW. Yeah, the fourth one was the last of Cage of Death to use electricity as a hazard one. Lobo was electrocuted early in the match. Yeah, it gets intense every time, right? Yeah, speaking of intense, the fifth one contains, one of the cages, one of the rings that have a cage with weapons, and the other one is filled with thumbtacks, which kayfabe storyline was claimed to be 1 million. Holy shit, 1 million fucking thumbtacks above 2 rings, scaffolding with above the 2 rings was scaffolding walkway on which wrestlers could walk on. The match started with 2 members of each team, and every 90 seconds, a wrestler from either team entered the match according to the number they drew before the match started. Elimination occurs when both wrestlers' feet hit the floor. And now the sixth one, the 4-on-4 War Games elimination match. Wrestlers were eliminated when they hit the floor. The cage surrounded 2 rings, weapons littered around them, and there was also a scaffold on top of cage where Maven Bentley and Robbie Marino were holding the CZW tag team belts. Man, they sure are scared shitless on account of what Zandig said to them. Yeah, fans bring the weapons match indeed. So, the Cage of Death series was held 21 times from 1999 through 2019. And I'm not sure whether or not that CZW has decided to give us another Cage of Death event. Because it's been almost 4 years since CZW last time did that. And the last, that recent Cage of Death series is 21, where Jimmy Lloyd and Brandon Kirk with KC Cattell started the Cage of Death main event. Damn. Well, don't think 1 minute about the Cage of Death being fun and games, because this shit is far from fun and games. This is a serious matter between life and death. Damn, I am surprised that Big Vision Entertainment released the second volume of the Best of the Deathmatch Wrestling, under the title American Violence, for the first time ever Cage of Death triple main event. Yeah, all those events are from one of the CZW events. Yeah, the Tournament of Death and Cage of Death. Best, bloodiest series I have ever seen. So in conclusion, my fellow peeps, I recommend Mortal Kombat 1 on either video game consoles. But for the Nintendo Switch version, I suggest y'all stay the hell away from it because the Nintendo Switch version has negatively received for its graphics and technical issues. So, whoever is in charge of the Nintendo Switch version, they better fucking recheck it and, refinish it with good touches in it. And as for the CZW Cage of Death series, I sure as hell recommend that as well, if you peeps are a hardcore wrestling fan like myself. I hope the CZW staff would bring back the Cage of Death series. Yeah, just like they brought back the Tournament of Death series. And speaking of the Tournament of Death series, I'm going to think about saluting on that as well.